Mortal Kombat 11. It's the newest Mortal Kombat game, which is why it's called that. Mortal Kombat, it's all about the K, it's about the Mortal K combat, no C, K. Customization, K. Fucking characters, K. Fucking, what else is there? Mortal Kombat, everything's about the C's. No. So this game, it's been a source of a lot of controversy, for equally asinine reasons. And, today I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about if it's good or not. And fuck you. This game, compared to the older games, graphically, it looks a lot better. In Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 9, the faces looked a bit janky, a bit stanky. But in this one, everyone looks supremely fuckable. I think the general designs of everyone are pretty good. The blood effects, they make my pee-pee go.
Wow.
This segment, we're calling it Cool Character Customized. Compared to Injustice 2, it's better in my opinion. Injustice 2, there was a lot of shit about the customization that people didn't like. The loot boxes that you actually paid for, if I remember correctly. The customization was pretty in-depth, but, I think Mortal Kombat kind of simplified it and made it a lot better. In Injustice 2, there's the whole thing about how the, different gear pieces, they would affect your stats, which is it's a game about skill, so the fact that they would affect your stats, people didn't really like that much, which is, I agree with. Mortal Kombat, how they did it, your stats weren't really affected when playing against other people. They only get affected when you play against the AI. Even then, it's augments that are, optional, so you don't even have to do those, and it doesn't really make that much of a difference as far as I've seen. Instead of customizing every single part of your character, you just customize the 3 key elements to their costume, and everything else is determined by whatever skin you choose. A lot of gear in the game looks pretty good, looks pretty spicy, but some of the gear looks a bit, like I said, it looks a bit janky, looks a bit stanky, if you ask me. There's one thing I noticed, I didn't really notice it for any other characters, but for Jade and Scarlet, for some reason, they just have, mostly the same masks, as far as I've seen, which, it just comes across as a bit lazy and a bit stanky. By far the most important and the most competitive part of Mortal Kombat 11 is naming your variations. I got some good names, I got some top tier names. The strategy is to just find an element of your character, base the name off that, make it pretty funny, make it pretty spicy, make it pretty moist. For example, Sub-Zero, Dom-Zero. Scarlet, she got a Bajin, she shoots the blood, Ant Flow. Scorpion, it's pretty obvious, Scorpion on my face.
Please clap.
There's tons of gear, I think there's 60 skins for every character, there's 30 pieces of gear I think in each category, so there's a lot. And they even said that they're going to be adding more gear and more skins in future updates. Personally, I'm hoping for the more classic skins than what they have, and because the skins they have now are redesigns of the classic skins. I'm hoping for some real classic skins. I'm kind of hoping for some MK9 skins. Get that Scorpion. The Scorpion makes me a bit wet. They got some ass, but not the rest of them. Where's the rest of them at? This is where one of the asinine controversies come in. So NetherRealm Studios decided they don't want to, have the costumes of the women in the games be as revealing, which makes sense for 2 reasons. One, if you're fighting a fucking Baraka, you don't want your titty popping out. That's distracting, that's crass, that's crude. You don't want to be scaring the kids while you're ripping their heads off. With the more revealing costumes, it got to a point where it was self-parody pretty much, and you want to design cool costumes for the characters, but with Scarlet, for example, there wasn't that much costume to design. It's a fucking red bikini, dude. In summary, on this part of the controversy, if you're really that upset about the characters being in less revealing outfits, which they were kind of ridiculous, let's be honest. If you really care that much about it, just who fucking cares, dude? Get over it. That's not what the game's about. Onto the least important part of game journalism, the gameplay. It's a NetherRealm game. It's a fighting game, so it looks really good. Why am I like this? How many extra chromosomes do I have? It's a NetherRealm game. It plays really well. I enjoyed it a lot. Playing against other people, playing against the computer. It's fun. There is one thing I have an issue with, but we'll get to that in a minute. One thing I've noticed, actually, with games like Call of Duty, playing online with people in that, if you beat someone, you're gonna get called a slur. if someone beats you, you're gonna get called a slur. So it's just coming either way. You just gotta be ready for it. But with games like Mortal Kombat, which is, there's the whole controversy, it's making the kids violent. I feel like the people who play Mortal Kombat are a lot more constructive. Like, you play against someone online and that, you get some nicer messages than if you play with someone on like Call of Duty or something like that. They usually say like, good mix-up, good fucking punch. I don't know the terminology. Mortal Kombat 11, it's got so many different characters, so many diverse characters. They got black guys, they got white guys, they got blue guys. But the different characters, they got different skills, they got different, distances that they should be from the other character. You're playing as someone like Scorpion. You get right up in there with the person, you clap some cheeks, you teleport around, and give them go. But a zoning character like Scarlet, you gotta get the fuck out of there, and you gotta free bleed on that bitch, That's 2 period jokes in one video. Just call me Amy Schumer. The fatalities, they're not as good as Mortal Kombat 4, but that's like unobtainable. They peaked with that. It's all downhill from there. But they're alright. Memes aside, this game, it actually I think has one of the best fatalities in Mortal Kombat, at least for Scorpion, who's my main boy. The one where you like split him in half with your chain. I think that's like one of the best fatalities in Mortal Kombat history, honestly. One thing that no one else seems to like, that I really like, babalities and friendships. Where the fuck are they? Like, babalities were in Mortal Kombat 9, then they just forgot about them. I miss them. I want to turn my guy into a baby. I want to turn my enemy into a baby. I want to turn him a little baby boy, dude. Here's one thing. Here's one thing that really rustles my jimmies, really pickles my dickle, really shoots my president. Where is tag team mode, dude? Like, it's in the Towers of Time, which we'll fucking get to in a sec. It's in Towers of Time to play against people, and I think maybe like once I've seen it where you can actually play as it. Mortal Kombat 9, they had the mode where you could play with your friend and you could tag out, And I want to do that. I want to go through the endless tower with my homeboys, with my boys. AI battles, I don't know what the fuck those are. Like, why do they even exist? Why are they in this game? Why is that in the game, but tag team isn't, Alright, buckle up, Butterfuck, because we're talking about the Towers of Time. This is something that people had issues with. This is the third controversy that I totally forgot about in the beginning when I talked about the 2 controversies. What time am I at? The Towers of Time sure are interesting. Is this too close to my face? The Towers of Time, dude. It's a good premise. It's similar to the multiverse from fucking Injustice 2. And each tower has like a modifier. But there's one problem. A lot of the modifiers make me flaccid. Some of the modifiers, it's like your character that you're fighting gets an assist from another character. Okay, kind of annoying, but makes sense. But then fucking some of them, dude, some of them fucking make the game, they take away parts of the game. There's a modifier, I think, that like gets rid of your blocking. There's a fucking this one really rustles my jimmies. If you're playing against like a hard difficulty opponent, this will make you sodomize your blender. There's a fucking modifier where the screen will just randomly go black. Like, what? That's not challenging. That's not a test of like how good you are at the game. That's just you can't see. That's the equivalent of like if you're beating your friend in Mortal Kombat and he gets up and stands in front of the TV so you can't see it and he can. That's what that is. It's so fucking annoying. It doesn't elicit a response of like, damn, this is hard. It elicits the response of like, hey, fucking stop. And you can't kind of just avoid these and like play online and play classic towers if you don't care about gear. But if you want to unlock gear, then you have to play this mode. And it's a real Jimmy Rustler. Like, it was way harder at first when it came out, and they lowered the difficulty in an update, but some of the modifiers just in and of themselves are stinky, dude. They're fucking stinky. Alright, here's the big boy controversy. The fucking crypt, dude. So the crypt, it's the other main way to unlock gear, and there was a whole controversy about how microtransaction heavy Mortal Kombat 11 is. Someone on Reddit, they did the math, and they figured out to buy all 60 skins for every character and every single gear piece, I forget exactly how many there are, but to buy all of that stuff for every character, it would cost about $6,000, and I would agree that is a ridiculous amount to pay for, a game. There was only one problem with that argument, and it's you can't buy most of the skins.
Are you retarded? Open the shoes. Are you a retarded person?
The only place that you can fucking pay for shit is in the little store menu. There's a set of like 5 skins that you can buy with real money, and it rotates every 24 hours. Ed Boon, you know, the big boy Mortal Kombat boy, he made a tweet about it. Think the $6,000 Reddit post. It's just false. It's just false. The pool of skins that is taken from, it doesn't include nearly all of the skins. So this is just this controversy, if you want to call it that, is just a fucking hypothetical that people pretty much made up. If you could buy all the skins, then it would be ridiculous that you'd have to pay that much. But you can. You just unlock them through the game. I've played through the entire crypt. Got every chest, I'm pretty sure. I can't fucking find any if there's any more. And I haven't spent a penny because you can't buy anything. I don't see it anywhere. This Reddit post that I've seen so many fucking people repeating the bullshit from. If you wanted to get every single fucking skin, like customizable thing in the game, it would take like 15 years. No one would do that. They don't expect anyone to do that, and also they don't expect anyone to do that because it's not even in the game. It's not every skin. At that point, that would be so much effort. Just play the game. It's people's fucking job to talk about video games and shit and video game news, and then they spread this information. They could only have gotten this wrong if they either didn't play the game and they just read that online and took it at face value, which if it's your job to talk about games, don't fucking do that. And if they have played the game, they would see that that's not the case, and they're just lying about it. Like, you can earn everything in game, and it really just feels like it's like the least amount of microtransactions you could do while still having them in there. Which, frankly, I respect because all these other companies do so much more shameless bullshit. Did the camera just turn off? The thing about the crypt is it's not in any way microtransaction heavy, but it is just very grind heavy. You gotta, it wants a lot of your time. The crypt itself, you know, in-game economy aside, I think it's awesome. Instead of a graveyard that is full of jump scares, which I fucking hated about the last games, it's a third-person exploration mode of Shang Tsung's island from the first game, which is, it's so cool. You get to see so many areas that were like levels in the previous games. It's very neat, it's very epic, it's very nice. It's a whole area of pretty much homages to the past 25 years of Mortal Kombat. Shang Tsung in the intro is even played by the guy who played him in the movie.
You're so
nice! Which I think is pretty swell. I guess as well with microtransactions, one thing I do kind of have an issue with is Frost. You can pay $5 to play as her without playing the story at all, but like you only have to play like 3 or 4 chapters in the story to unlock her. So I don't know why that's a thing, but I'm assuming that was also like a thing to appease Warner Brothers. Alright, to close out the video, I'm just going to do a quick thing on a bit of a way to get around the grind of Mortal Kombat 11, because there is quite a grind. No scams, just a lot of, I want you to play it a lot. Alright, so I got this from Maximilian Dude. It's a very good channel, makes very good videos about very good fighting games. So this will only work if you have a fight stick or controller with a turbo button, but if you play a lot of fighting games, you probably have one, and if you don't, fuck you, man. So what you want to do is on the Towers of Time, there's usually in this little side meme, there's usually a tower that'll be automatically an AI fight, which it is not right now, so fuck me. What you can do is turn on your turbo button. How the fuck does this work? So when your turbo button's set up and it's one of those automatic AI fight towers. No shit, goddamn. Have your turbo button set up. Just place your other controller over X, and then it'll automatically go through the tower. And oh, it's not an AI. And it'll just automatically go through the tower, and when the tower's over, it'll just automatically select Scorpion again with your first variation, and it'll just go through the tower, and you can just go do what you gotta do.